Stitch Roadies. Well, it is a final farewell to our tree house, and this will be the last evening that I stay here, and I have to say there's so much emotion that comes along with this. You know, we've been moving and been involved in real estate for most of our adult lives, and we have bought and sold a lot of different places, but I do believe that this is the first place that I just am going to miss it so much. We only had it for 10 years, but that was longer than some places we lived in. I'm not quite sure what it is about this place, but we both have loved it so much, and it's bittersweet that we are letting it go. It's too bad we aren't millionaires and we can just afford to pay property taxes on a place that's just empty, isn't it? Sometimes I wish that I could do things like that, but I am too much my mother's daughter and too practical in that way. But we are going to miss it terribly. Our lives have changed, and so it does not make sense. I keep telling myself that, and I keep asking G, does it make sense that we should just keep it? And he said, it does not make sense. It does not make sense. I keep repeating that to myself. And so this is my farewell, my last Stitch Roadie video that will be happening here in our little tree house. There is so much to love about downtown Portland and the people of Portland, and I know that many of you only know Portland by the headlines, and it is so much more than that. And I hope that with time, much like New York City or Chicago, that the reputation of Portland can be changed by the sheer love of the people who live here, because it is an awesome, awesome place to live. Oregon is a fabulous state. But as my mom said, and I've always said, all you can count on is change. All you can count on is change. More stitching on the road. There'll be more stitching on the road and more stitching in at home base. But today I brought my stitching with me. I brought two projects with me. I brought the Prairie Schooler Santa, and I brought Leo. And mainly I brought those two because they don't take a lot of thinking. And I was able to fit my daylight halo lamp in here. And so I will be stitching on those two projects into the evening. It's so fun to see so many young people out. You know, we're only about 3 blocks from PSU, which is Portland State University. And it's so fun to see young people heading back, you know, trying to establish home here. And the farmers market is held every Saturday on the PSU campus, besides so many different events. This, just to give you, you probably have already heard this, but where we are now is called the Cultural District. And we loved it because we could pull into our parking space and we could walk to any theater, the Arlene Switzer, the Keller. We could watch live Broadway performances. I've seen so many fabulous performances here, and walk to wonderful restaurants. It's, oh, can you tell that I'm grieving? I am grieving. It's kind of a weird thing to be happy about moving forward, but grieving about what you're leaving. It's a weird thing. Your heart and your brain are struggling for contentment, aren't they? They're just struggling for contentment. So I brought 2 projects which I'll be working on this evening. We have a couple guys showing up tomorrow who are going to move a couple of cabinets for us to our home. And once that's done, then we probably have just a couple of more trips to pick up odds and ends, and we will close the door on this chapter. What a fabulous chapter, and what a blessing. What a blessing it was. I have nothing to complain about. That is for sure. But to make myself feel better, and I had gotten a call from Acorns and Threads that my stitchery was framed and ready to be picked up. So, another reason to come downtown. It only takes me 7 minutes to get from here to Acorns and Threads. It takes me about 25 minutes from where we live now. Not bad, not bad. But I had to go. So I'm going to show you my project. I cannot tell you. Now, Acorns and Threads does framing, and there is a comfort in having your framing done by someone who understands cross stitch. You know, they know what you're going to be looking for. And so I had no problems reading this. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Are you ready? This project on so many levels means so much to me because it was a chart that was charted by Beth Twist. It was my very first cross-stitch retreat workshop, and I was still in that awe phase, you know, that just trying to take it all in and being wide-eyed with all the floss tubers that were there, and those stitchers who just do impeccable work, and you see their work on Instagram or Facebook. And one of the charts that was charted for that workshop was, I was a cross-stitcher before cross-stitching was cool. Yeah. And so I asked Beth Twist if she would chart it for me to go inside her motto sampler. She has a pattern that, you know, I can't even remember what it says. It says something about tacos. Yeah, it's very funny. But she says in the pattern that she will re-chart everything, any saying you want. She'll re-chart it for you to fit inside that motto sampler. So anything you want it to say, you can make it, you know, your own. And so I took that saying, I was a cross-stitcher before cross-stitching was cool, and asked Beth Twist to chart it. And I believe Jolene was the one that came up with that. It was printed on a lunch box that had all our little fun things, like had a pattern by Michelle Bendy, and it was just my very first, and I don't want it to be my very last either. I want to go, go, go. I want to meet a lot more cross-stitchers. Okay, I'm going to stop talking and let you see it. Isn't it gorgeous? I can't tell you how tickled I am. I mean, the frame is so fabulous. It's like, oh my gosh, I just love it. I absolutely love it. And it was my first real intensive stitch. I worked on this and worked on this and worked on this, and I posted it to Instagram and Facebook each time I made another corner or another flower, and it's all done with DMC. I just love it. I just love it. I was a cross-stitcher before cross-stitching was cool. Yeah. Yeah, so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Well, since I was there picking that up, I met another cross-stitcher, Cindy, and we had a lovely conversation about how cross-stitching and quilting saved our lives during this pandemic. Did it not? And she, like me, wondered, what did people do that didn't have a craft, that didn't know? So we were happy. We were so happy that we were addicted to our craft. And then I got a new Acorns and Thread bag because it was the 25th anniversary, so they came out with a new bag. So naturally I had to fill it. And so I'll show you what my haul was. I picked up some Lady Dot Creates pom-poms, some brown pom-poms. And then I had one thread that I didn't have for my youngest grandson's Christmas stocking. So that came in. They ordered that for me. And since I'm doing that ocean sailing theme in my guest bedroom, playroom / playroom, I saw this hands-on design. It was so cute, and they had actually had a stitched model there, and it was adorable. It was adorable, and it's called Oh Say Can You See? Which is really funny is that the pattern title says "Oh Say Can You See?" S-E-E, but the actual chart says "Oh Say Can You See?" S-E-A. Made you wonder if that was a typo. But isn't that cute? I just love it. And it came with the velveteen. Very cute. So I got that. They were pretty stocked up on threads. They were just very stocked up on threads. And so I decided to get myself a variety of reds. Yeah, I like me some red thread. And so I just kind of picked out a bunch that I liked. just to have them. Because what's not to love about red? Yeah. I have a feeling that I might already have this. I don't know. But I was worried. You know how you get when you think, oh, I know a lot of people buy a chart more than once. That's what happens when you buy so many charts, because you love them so much and then you forget what you have. And I used to keep track of all my charts on my X-Stitch app that was on my phone, but it suddenly stopped working. So I can't even see what I have anymore. But I just thought this was really cute. Rovaris. I don't know. It seems like something I would already have, but I didn't want to miss out. I just love that queen bee with the crown. Those pillows. Yeah, so. Well, if I have two, one will be ending up in one of your piles. And then I asked Janine about this chart because I saw this whole display at Acorns and Threads, and I had never heard of this designer, and she said it's a new Italian designer, and all the charts were just sweet. It's Puntinipuntini. You like to say that. I'm going to be stitching a Puntinipuntini chart. Maybe that means cross stitch. Puntini. But the name of this particular pattern is called Quiet Place. Yeah. And it says, find your own quiet place. Find your own quiet place. And I just love the tree. And then the sheep is a button, and the button's included in the pattern. And so I picked up, I decided to do it. It called for 32 count Belfast light ash gray linen and DMC threads, but I decided, since they didn't have that, I kind of looked around. I did what I told Audrey Stitchy Witch 42 when she was looking for fabric, to pull the threads first and then take the threads to the fabric. And so that's what I did. And so I picked a Belfast linen 32 count Whisper with the call for DMCs. I'm having a feeling that I'm going to have to start this right away. Yeah. I'm going to take this out of the thing so you can see it better. Isn't it gorgeous? It's not a very big chart. So beautiful, so beautiful. So I'm going to, and I've got my little sheep button in there. So that was my haul. That was my haul. That was my, you need to feel better because you're selling your tree house. I don't know how many times this month I told G, can we change our mind? Can we change our mind? And he's like, no. They'll take us to the attorney. Yeah, so I'm going to give you one last look because you might want to do this. And this is an exclusive. This, the saying for this, I was a cross-stitcher before cross-stitching was cool, is an exclusive to Acorns and Threads. So it didn't turn out gorgeous. It just turned out gorgeous. I can't wait to hang this thing up. I just cannot wait. Oh, so beautiful. So, so beautiful. Well, a final farewell. One foot in front of the other. We have lots ahead of us, and it's going to be so much fun to see what comes down the road, because really there's so much in the future to look forward to. So you guys hang in there, do some stitching, and next Stitch Roadie video will be back in Happy Valley. Talk to you later. Love you guys, and thank you for stopping by.